Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Indigo Supreme. A lot of people may know me by a lot of different names, okay? And that's okay, it is what it is. I actually believe that, hey, it's meant for people to rename themselves, embody a different energy, you know? Um, my government name is Lee, which is my dad's name, which is my grandpa's name. I am the third generation, so I grew up with my family calling me Trey. I was never called Lee. I was called Lee in schools because the schools are um, pretty much ran by the government. We're forced to go to school. We're under contract. I know a lot of people don't know this, but as a kid, you're pretty much under contract and you kind of have to do it. So I never was asked to be called that name. I was pretty much given that name. I love my grandpa, I love my dad, but they are not me. My energy is completely different than my dad and my grandpa. You know what I mean? So, I still honor them, respect them, and love them unconditionally, but I choose to embody a different energy. So, on that note, I just wanted to share some experiences with growing up as a kid that, really loved the game of basketball. Without basketball, I would not be who I am, I would say. I was always a kid. I was always a kid that was outside, that was playing basketball, that was, playing sports. I played kickball. Not really a soccer guy. Played soccer with my sister and her friends when she played soccer. Football, I love football. I was actually really good at football. That's the crazy part. And it's funny, a lot of people see me and they assume I play football. Like, do I look like I play football? I don't think I look like I play football, but whatever. Baseball, no. Track and field, I did that my senior year of high school. Should have did it way before. I definitely encourage people to, tap into track and field at an early age. I believe that all sports is great. If you can play all sports, hey, you can about, do whatever you want. I'll say once you're like senior year of high school and you about to graduate, you got options. But I do believe, whatever you give your energy to, that's what's gonna flourish. So if you pick one sport and you give all your energy to that sport, that energy will flourish. You know what I mean? So, but I say decide that, like, if you're if you're an athlete, I say decide that like your junior, senior year of high school. If I have kids, I plan to have them in sports at a very young age, playing soccer, basketball, track and field, football. And it's not me forcing that on them, but that's just me encouraging them to do it. You know what I mean? Like, and then somehow find a way to lead by example. So that will be interesting. But yeah, man, like I just was always outside. Basketball was my thing. I played AAU basketball my 6th and 7th grade year, so that's when I started to take basketball a little bit serious. I had a lot of great coaches. Shout out to Coach Verlon. He taught me how to shoot the ball. My dad, he helped me out a little bit growing up too. I could just say what I remember is Coach Verlon actually teaching me how to shoot, and I will always appreciate that. I had a lot of other coaches after that. Coach D Henderson, he was a trainer of mine that was great. That that gave me confidence. That helped me believe in myself. You know, I got a lot of trainers, had a lot of trainers in high school, middle school, I would say. Like high school, I definitely encourage our guys to have a minimum of 8 different coaches that can give you a different perspective. You know what I mean? I think that's really important. But at the same time, putting all of that information into action. A lot of these coaches give us information, but we're not putting it into action. If you're a student of the game of basketball, I encourage you to have a notebook. You know what I mean? I think you should have a notebook for a lot of different subjects, like writing in general is powerful. Writing in general is probably the most important thing that you could do in your life, because what you write down in this universe is law. Like, it's your universe, it's your life. You got to have laws. You know what I mean? So if you're writing things down, you're gonna get a visual and you're gonna connect with it emotionally. So if you're connecting with it, you have a passion towards it, and you have a visual, you're manifesting. That's how you get to experience the things that you desire. You know what I mean? But they don't tell us how sacred and important writing is. They just make us write on subjects that they want us to know. So like when I talk about my name, like I was given that name. The same way we're given subjects in school. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that it is not important. I'm saying that it's given to us and we don't really have a choice, right? So what you do have a choice of, what you can control, is what you write down and what you desire, right? If you want to be a 5-star athlete, if you want to be a high level basketball player, you have to be able to see it. You know what I mean? You got to be able to see it in your own mind. You know what I mean? That's something that I was not taught at a young age. I had to learn this, after graduating college. But I'll tell you that, the more energy you put behind your game, you're going to get something out of it. Now, back to my coaches. I'll say 8th grade year, I decided to go to CBC. CBC is an all-boys school in St. Louis, Missouri. I was inspired to go to that school because of my older cousin. My older cousin was a high-level football player and basketball player. You guys might know him, Arion, Penn. He played football at Mizzou, but he was a high-level athlete. That was my older cousin. That's who I looked up to. So I was inspired to go to CBC, They were pretty good at basketball, too. So my freshman year, I played on a freshman team. Played on a freshman team as a freshman. Had the opportunity to play with some really good friends of mine. Had a blast. Had fun. I think my number was 24, right? So I'm trying to be like Kobe and whatnot. I can just tell you that I've always had a shooter's touch. Not saying that my form was always pretty, but I'm saying I always had a shooter's touch. All right, so I'll tell you that I used to shoot very interested in my freshman year of high school. I believe my sophomore year, by the end of my sophomore year I played JV. I had the opportunity to play varsity my sophomore year, but I decided to play JV. I had the opportunity to do both, actually. Did I? Actually, I had the opportunity to play varsity. But I did want to play with my friends on JV. So, looking back, it was uncomfortable to be on that varsity team. We had a new coach. Our coach was Coach Justin Tatum. He's Jason Tatum's dad. He was my coach my sophomore year. But we had about 5-6 seniors my sophomore year, and I wasn't touching the floor. There was no chance I was touching the floor if I played my sophomore year. He definitely he wanted me to play varsity and not really worry about JV, but it was my choice. He gave it to me to choose. So I decided to play JV that year. That year I decided to play JV. They won state his first year at CBC. So it just shows you the level of how serious that environment was. First year, all right, they didn't win state before that. They had talented guys, but everybody knew that Coach Tatum, he came from Soldan, which is like an inner city school in St. Louis, Missouri, and they won state too. In the inner city schools in St. Louis, they weren't so pretty. They weren't really pretty. So he was getting guys that were from the street that were going through a lot of different things, but they used basketball as an outlet. And he got all of those guys to come together and put their energy towards something, and have it be bigger than them, it being a team thing. Like they were sacrificing themselves to win this state title. All right, that's pretty much what happened my sophomore year. I practiced with the varsity team a lot throughout the year, but we ran a lot. We were a track team. Um, I I couldn't go from. I believe I was going from JV practice of running a lot because they had us running a lot, but not as much as varsity. Had me running a lot in JV, and then I had to go do varsity practice and even run probably 2-3 times more than what I just did. So, and I'm like, bro, I'm not even playing, right? So I'm like, in reality, like I was so small, skinny, talented, but I wasn't confident in myself. I didn't believe in myself. Everybody else was able to see my talent, and the potential that I had. I wasn't able to see it because all I'm seeing is me getting beat up. You know what I mean? All I'm seeing is me, like going against high level guys and not succeeding as much as I would like to, right? So it's me failing a lot. Me not being able to see that process of me actually growing and getting better with every practice. I wasn't able to see that. You know what I mean? I didn't have like my coach encouraged me to, but he did not acknowledge how beneficial it was for me to be there. I didn't know. I had nobody telling me stuff like this. You know what I mean? So I always encourage my guys like, yo, it's important for you to play against guys that are just as good as you or better than you because you're only going to get better. You're only going to learn from every single experience. You know what I mean? And like it's the best thing to do. You know what I mean? Because basketball, that's if you want to be really good. If you just want to play against guys that are at your level or not as good, to me, it looks like you're just boosting your ego. But if you want to tap into the best player that you can be, you gotta put yourself through a lot of uncomfortable situations to get to that point. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful everything happened at the way it went out, but it would have been beneficial for me to play on that varsity team my sophomore year. They actually won state that year, like I said. My junior year, I played varsity. Had a pretty decent team. I wouldn't say that I did too well, in terms of, what I could have done, but it is what it is. Senior year, played a lot more, started like half the games. My role on the team was shooting the ball, defense. I played my defense was actually really good. I could say that we had some really good guards at our school, and I'm guarding like the best guards in the state. So I'm only gonna have good defense, from competing with these guys every day in practice. So I felt very confident in my defense. I took pride in it, and that got me on the floor. Like it got me on the floor, like every possession, like full court. Not even thinking twice. Of denying the ball. Making that guy uncomfortable. Because if I don't make him uncomfortable, the guy that's sitting on the bench, he's gonna get in a game. He's gonna make him uncomfortable. So if I don't do it, somebody else gonna do it, right? So I was doing that on a consistent basis. It really started, my junior year, just learning, bro. So just know if you put in the work, bro, it's whatever you put out is gonna come back. You just gotta be patient, but like senior year was not easy. Not one year I had in high school was easy. I tell my players all the time, guys, my high school career was harder than my college career. I'll say my high school practices was harder than my college career. Let me say that. My high school practices was harder than my college practices by 10. Like, I swear on everything I love. I played Division I basketball at Jacksonville, played NAIA at St. Thomas University, against high level Division One players. My high school practices was 10 times harder than my college practices, bro. Like, hey, I think I graduated. Me, JB, Christian, Wayne, and Busky. It was us five seniors. Busky, he wasn't a basketball guy. He could shoot that ball though. That was my boy. Everybody else went Division One. All right, so like our practices, bro. Every year, bro. Like it was hard practices, bro, and it was trench work, bro. Like trench work. So my thing is this: I didn't go to a school that made it easy. Like nothing was easy, you know. Like I didn't really have moments like that where I was so much my ego and confident in myself. Cause I was like St. Louis, bro. Basketball is high level, bro. I never like. I always played on. I played on a really good team. You know, once I played AAU, it's different. You know, like I definitely had confidence in my AAU teams. Like you know, summer is meant for you to work on your game, get confident. You know, so every summer I was building my confidence. Once the school year came, I had to find a way to keep that confidence from the summer. You know what I mean? And then run with it. You know, because things happen in high school, bro. Things happen. It's ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. You're gonna have times where coaches gonna try one thing and you might not play as much, and they're gonna try you, and then you gonna have the opportunity to, you know, see what you can do in that space, bro. Because if you do your thing, he gonna mess with you. You just gotta be consistent, like, but you gotta be consistent in your work and how much you put into your game. Um, but other than that, I'll just tell you that my freshman year of college, wait, let me stop. My senior year of high school, right? I did not have scholarship offers that I wanted. I did not have like Division Ones give me full ride offers. I walked on at Jacksonville, and my my coach wanted me to go JUCO. I had JUCOs that wanted me, but I didn't want to go JUCO. The only one I was interested in was one in Chicago, and my mom like, hell no, you're not going to no fucking JUCO in fucking Chicago. Hell no. Chicago just as bad as St. Louis. If you guys don't know how dangerous it is, it can get pretty bad. So, my coach really wanted me to go JUCO. I decided to walk on at Jacksonville. To be completely honest with you, I was so happy when high school season was over. I didn't even care about basketball anymore. I tell people I I went through a lot in high school because I never had anything else in life challenge me as much as basketball at that school did. I was actually really happy it was over, and I was over basketball, bro. So you know, once I didn't see I had the offers that I wanted, you know, school was over. I'm like, you know what, whatever happens, happens. I don't even care what happens, and that's the headspace that I was in. Like I really like yo, whatever happens, happens. You know, I did give all of it to God though. Like I had faith that God was gonna make something happen. So I'll tell you this. My mom is a superwoman. My mom is the reason why I am in the situation that I'm in that I'm in right now. She is the reason for everything. She sacrificed a lot. Minimum help. Lost her job before. We were homeless before. Um, I didn't really put too much energy towards it. I was very to myself and quiet. I didn't complain, never complained. Um, I was, appreciative of whatever happened, And my mom was very honest. Like she would tell us what's going on, and then she would ask us questions about like, we only have this amount of money, guys. We only have, if that's $9. This is our option. What do y'all want to do with it? Me and my sister. Like it was so. Like I didn't. I was with whatever. I didn't really know what was really going on, I guess. Like, I knew we were in a bad situation, but I didn't. It didn't feel like it. It never felt like it. Like, that's the best way I can put it. Like, I always felt grounded. Like, I always felt safe. I always knew that God had a plan. I can tell that the energy that I was embodying was a lot of prayer. Prayer that my mom and my grandma, my great grandma, you know, prayed over our family. And I'm just grateful for everything my mom did. You know, she put us in private schools. She spent all of her money on private schools because St. Louis was so bad. So I've been going to private school since first grade, Catholic schools, and she sacrificed a lot, bro. Somehow she reached out to a couple schools, and she reached out to Jacksonville, and somehow the assistant coach ends up on the phone with Coach Tatum. So Coach Tatum sealed the deal for me, spoke highly of me, and was pretty honest with them. Um, and I got that walk-on spot at Jacksonville. I went to visit the school and got to meet the coaches, and it was cool. Uh, Mentally, I still did not care about basketball like that, just because being a walk-on, you're not. They usually don't take you as serious because you're there to help build the program's GPA. I graduated 3.5 in high school. I got a 15 or 16 on my ACT score. Jacksonville did not, they didn't need ACT scores. So every other school in the country would not have accepted me because of my ACT score. This just worked out for me. I got accepted in Jacksonville with a 3.5 GPA. I guess I get anxiety when I take tests. It is what it is. I'll tell you that when I talked to my JU coach at Jacksonville, he told me straight up, "You're not gonna play." Like, he told me, like, "Yo, you're not gonna play. We expect you to get good grades. If you can't get good grades, we're gonna have to pretty much kick out the team." That's pretty much my situation. I'm like, okay. Like, I accepted it, bro. Like, hey, I'm playing Division I basketball, bro. Like, this is all I really wanted to do. Blah blah blah. And that's the reality of it. My mind, the things that I was manifesting in my life, I didn't know what manifestation was, but that's all I wanted to experience was to play Division I basketball. Granted, my talent level was solid, but it was a lot that I still needed to learn, and I wasn't ready. If I would have went JUCO, I would have been great. I'd have been in a great situation. Like, I really should have went JUCO. That's if I wanted to go to school for free. I should have went JUCO. Know that JUCO is another 2 years of challenges. You know what I mean? But everything you do in life is gonna be a challenge, bro. So that shouldn't even be a thought. But I'll tell you that when he told me that, I was just going to Jacksonville to be in Florida, man. I just wanted to be in Florida. A kid from St. Louis, like, I was just grateful to just be in Florida, bro. I've never seen a palm tree in my life. Never seen a beach in my life. Okay? I just wanted to be in Florida. Like, that was it. We had our first practice. We had 7 seniors at Jacksonville when I was a freshman. Let me not even say first practice. Let me go back before that. I went to our first open gym with our team. I was there for fun. I told you, I'm mentally checked out. I'm here. I'm grateful to be here because I'm in fucking Florida. That's where my mind is. I'm in Florida. I'm a St. Louis City kid that's from Florida, right? So I was surprised on what was going on in those open gym runs. I was surprised that I was able to compete at the level that I was competing with these guys. I'm talking about hitting shots, making plays, playing defense, getting stops on defense, like solid, like solid. Like I'm surprised, right? Um, so when they find out that I was a walk on, there, a lot of those guys were surprised. They didn't think that a situation like that was going to come about, because usually the walk-ons that they have are not so good. Like they don't even. Apparently, I didn't even know the walk-ons don't even get to practice, bro. Like they just sit on the sidelines and don't do anything. Like you got to help the team get water and shit. Uh, Walk-ons don't get stipends. They don't. Uh, they just don't do extra things. Like they don't do individual workouts with coaches. They don't do like as much weight training, like whatever. That was not the case for me that year, my freshman year. They treated me like a scholarship athlete because of what I brought to the table, because of my energy, because of my communication. My first week of practice, bro, I was competing with these guys. Like, and yes, these guys are like average height, 6'5", average height. You know, we didn't have a footer that year. It was actually a really short team, but like I said, every tallest person like 6'7". You know, I was naturally quick, quick, and I believe I had a hezzy that was on the team. But I'll tell you that I was doing my thing. You know, I'm not saying I was perfect. I had fuck ups, but I was competing, bro, and I surprised myself. Like I really surprised myself. Like I had no idea that I was able to compete like that. But like I said, my high school practices was harder than my college practices, and I mean that. I mean that. Like, but it's different. You know what I mean? So I'll tell you that it's just energy, bro. Like the energy of fear and the energy of gratitude are two completely different energies. So I can say that at CBC in high school, I was walking around with the energy of fear. I was walking around with the energy of the what if I fuck up. Like I was scared to fuck up. I was, I don't even know. Like all I did was shoot threes, but I didn't I wasn't putting the ball on the floor making plays either, Shit happened when I got in college. A lot changed when I got to college, bro. Just the energy of Florida changed me, bro. Like I kid you not. But I didn't play my freshman year. I played in games, but it was more like they put me in like the last 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Which was still cool because, like I said, a lot of walk-ons didn't even get the opportunity. I'll tell you that, like, bro, it was those 2 years, 3 years at Jacksonville was like the best years of my life, bro. I kid you not. I was so happy. Like I was extremely happy. Still happy and grateful now, but those years I made relationships, partied. What else did I do? I did pretty bad my freshman year in terms of school. I had to withdraw from some classes, which is not so good. Like I said, I was a walk-on, so I had to get the grades. So I eventually had to fix that. But like I said, after that season, my freshman season, I was told that I had the opportunity to stay that summer and practice, work out with the team, lift all summer and take classes there, because that's what they did. They stayed there over summer, and at least they had to report in like June, you know what I mean? Wait, was it? I forgot what July, whatever it is, bro. But I did that, and we were preparing for Canada, so I had the opportunity to go to Canada. Oh, and I played in Canada. Like I actually played behind our PG. So, it was pretty cool, man. Like, I got better that summer, 100%, got stronger. In high school, my senior year, I think I was jumping off one leg, dunking. After, like, this is freshman year, I'll say my freshman year, like, first, after 2, 3 months of lifting, my freshman year, I was dunking with two hands. So I was getting more athletic, which is cool. Um, I'll say, yeah. So that sophomore summer, preparing for Canada, I got to play up behind like our PG. I actually played good minutes in Canada, and I was able to see it like, oh snap, I'm actually gonna play next year. Like I'm actually, they actually messing with me, bro. Gave me my respect, which I deserve. Um, my sophomore year, I ended up playing it behind our PG again. Uh, he was a 6'6" guard that was really honestly our best player. He was like getting triple doubles, bro. So um, he was our guy for sure. But you know, I was an energy guy, a defensive guy, a guy that made plays. They had me at point. Um, my communication level was also what got me on the court. Like I had to over communicate. I was that guy that was overly communicating. Just my energy alone on the court affected the game. My energy alone on the court affected the game. They put me in because they knew that me just being on the court is going to change something. Like I'm going to bring an impact to the game. My plus and minuses were higher than they were lower, right? So my role wasn't to shoot threes like it wasn't in college. I mean high school though. If I had the opportunity to shoot threes in college, I would have played more. But they didn't give me that. These coaches are very interested, bro, and they also changed my shot. They changed the way that I catch and shoot the ball. In high school, I was a catch and shoot guy off of 2 feet, and that's what I train. I train players now to catch the ball 2 feet. My college coaches, they forced me to catch the ball with my left foot in front and my right foot behind me. So you're pretty much catching your shot in the left right on every catch. On every catch, you're catching in the left right. That wasn't my game, but I was forced to do that, and I had to adjust. I adjusted pretty well. I hit a couple threes that year, but it wasn't to me. It wasn't a flow. It wasn't a flow to me. My flow was a boom up, catch it, boom right up. But it starts with my feet attacking the floor, and then going up with the ball. They made me be here, boom, and then usually you just get straight to a jab. So what happened was, I really became an elite driver off the catch, and I was making plays off that, you know. But to me, if you can catch the ball off two and give me a shot fake and then make a play, that's a completely different than you catching it left, right, and then shot fake and then going. It's too slow to me, but that's what I was forced to do. Um, so sometimes you just gotta adjust, bro. Like I said, I was a walk on, bro. So it was moments. Everybody had to do this on the team. Everybody had to catch that in the left, right. It wasn't just me. Like we all had to do it. That was their idea of like, yo, you are ready to catch and shoot that ball. You are ready to catch and make a play. But to me, you don't have to be left, right to do that. You can be low and ready and catch it and then go off two. You know what I mean? So, I learned a lot from them coaches, and they taught me how not to be as a coach. Straight up. Actually, every single college coach. You know, I learned good things from a lot of college coaches, and I learned how not to be from college coaches. So um, it's different when you actually play the game. You actually in it. And you can connect and relate to the players that's playing the game. You know what works because you did it yourself. So that's what I do now, where I just give back to younger guys, and try to share my perspective and experiences with people. So, but just know if I was able to play my game in that system, it'd been a little bit different. But everything was the way it was supposed to be. You know, I could say that confidence is something that I did not work on enough, and that I did not give energy to enough. Um, I'm a very much of a just go with the flow person, but I should have been more of a I control my destiny person. I control my destiny by how I approach the game. You know, um, my demeanor has always been like, you know, I like just going with the flow. But passion is something that's completely different. When you have passion for something, man, your energy is like invigorating. Like it's just fire, man. Like, and it's contagious, and people want to be around that, and people believe in the passion. People believe in the passion. That's the best thing I could say. People really do believe in that. So that's something that I did not give much energy to into possibly my senior year at St. Thomas University. Like I started to play with more passion. Like it was starting to come out of me a little bit. But I was always like a cool guy, man. And I don't even know if I was intentionally trying to do that. I think that was a way to protect myself. Like my ego was trying to protect me by just going with the flow, being a chill guy, being a cool guy. Hopefully, just trying not to get my ego tested in a sense. And it don't make sense to me now, But I'll tell you that my sophomore year went pretty well, man. Junior year, I was pretty excited for that year. I changed my number, 22, which has always been my favorite number. I think the first month of practice, I got hurt. Had a muscle strain in my hip. And I was out for about 2-3 months. And when I came back, the game was different. And when I say the game was different, I mean like the coaches was treating me different. It wasn't the same. They were already in season. They already had their stuff going a little bit. But I pretty much decided to redshirt and not continue the season because I had the opportunity to save that year, save it, and go transfer it somewhere else and use it. And they understood, I was still a walk-on, and a lot of the people in the organization kind of knew that, hey, like this guy, he's a scholarship player, and we're not really paying him anything. We're not paying for a school. I had scholarship money for school for grades and shit, but it wasn't a full ride scholarship. You know what I mean? Like, definitely appreciate Jacksonville for treating me with so much love because they did help me out. They showed mad love, but it wasn't a full ride. And so after that year, transferred. I'm not gonna really speak on coaches like that, man, because it's just not meant for me to do that. I'll tell you that it was a lot of players that transferred out that year. It was like 7 of us that left. Even our best player left. J.D. Note, he transferred and went to Arkansas, University of Arkansas. We had a lot of guys go Division 1, Division 2. Just had some guys transfer out, for whatever reason. Another conversation for another day. I'll tell you that I went to some showcases. I didn't have much help out of transferring, me being walk-on. I didn't have much help. I had my film. I had a couple coaches, actually, that was helping me with film with that. And I just tried to get it out, I ended up finishing with probably like 10 different offers from schools, D2s. I didn't get another D1 offer. I got D2s, D3s, NAIAs. I was about to go to Georgia on a full-ride scholarship. I decided to go to St. Thomas University, which is in Miami, Florida. They are an NAIA school, small, very small, just like Jacksonville. Jacksonville University was small. It was a small Division I. St. Thomas was small. It was private, and they paid for everything. And I was in Miami, Florida. So I was grateful, bro. I'm like, I started off in a situation with not caring about basketball, and now I'm here in Miami, Florida playing basketball. So I was very grateful for that opportunity. played at St. Thomas. That was my senior year in school, so I graduated that year, and then I what did I do? I got my master's degree, and I played another year, and then COVID hit, and then I played. Once we was able to come back to school, I played another year. Had a new coach, so that was 6 total years of college basketball. The COVID year gave me an extra year to finish my master's degree, and I was able to play basketball. So I was grateful for that opportunity. That last year though, I did not finish the entire season. I didn't. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I didn't finish it. You know. So like I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I we went on break in December, right? This is during COVID. I had a trainer tell me, I guess I tested positive for COVID. You know, during that time we was taking a lot of tests and doing all that stuff, right? I tested positive. The trainer told me that you cannot go home. In reality, I wasn't going home anyway, right? But the fact that he told me that I couldn't go home, I got triggered. And I was actually like, I felt some type of way. I was at home, and for all those days during that break by myself, I had my own apartment, all right? So I was in a 1 bedroom by myself, and I guess I was just, being with myself and listening to myself and whatnot. I personally felt like, it was time for me to start focusing on my life. So I reached out to my coach and told him that I don't think, pretty much I wasn't going to end up coming back, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm about to get a job and start preparing, because I was in a situation where I needed to pay for my apartment and my car note and all this stuff that I just didn't have at the moment. School wasn't paying me that. So I decided to, I already had 5 years of college basketball. That was my sixth. So I'm like, bro, I'm just going to finish. I'm not going to finish that. I'm going to start working, get my money right before graduation, you know what I mean? So that's what I did. And it was really a great move for me to make. Because I was not in the best situation. It didn't look too pretty. So I'm grateful that I made that decision. I also found out that I didn't know that I was dealing with anxiety during that time. Over time, I realized that it was anxiety. I was never really present during that season anyway. My last season. Because my headspace was always in the future and not in the present. I went through that. I didn't know that that's what it was. I just decided to acknowledge that because, guys, mental health is very important, guys. And it's okay to express that to people. Express like what you're feeling. I do believe that it's important to make sure that it's somebody that you can trust. Not somebody that can make you feel wrong for what you're feeling. You know what I mean? And that's important. Like I don't think that it's a bad thing to, express what you're feeling inside. It's important to get it out, to, talk about it, to, cry about it, laugh about it, or just speak about it, just acknowledge it. Like it's important to do that because we have all of this energy bottled up inside, and we don't know what it is until we speak on it or acknowledge it. Writing, like I said earlier, is very important. So if you can practice expressing yourself how you feel to people that you can trust, that's going to help you a lot on your journey. Like it's going to help you in whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? Because you don't want built up energy inside you that's stuck because you haven't acknowledged something. That's where life gets stagnant. That's when we end up in the same place and we doing the same thing over and over again, going through the same experiences. You know what I mean? Because we got bottled up energy that's stuck. It's very important for athletes. Everybody, parents, teachers, coaches, everybody. It's nobody that's separate from this. We have to learn how to express ourselves, and be honest with ourselves. Like be real and honest, because like lying to yourself won't get you anywhere. It's just going to keep you in those cycles. You don't want to be on those cycles. You want to be real with yourself, honest with yourself. Be honest with people, because if you're lying to people, you're pretty much lying to yourself. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man. And I had to be real with myself during that time. I had to be real with myself, because I didn't know what I was going through, bro. You know, once I started to express it and get it out, I realized that that's what it was. I was dealing with anxiety, and I believe that every human person will go through either that or depression, before they die. Like, everybody has to experience all of these different emotions, bro. But it's all about how you perceive it and you go about it, because you don't want to stay in it, but you want to understand it. You want to understand yourself and what you're feeling. You are not your feelings. You're just experiencing them. They're temporary. You can be in that however long you want to. It's temporary, though. You know what I mean? You don't have to stay in that. You don't have to stay stagnant in that. You have to find a way to let it go. Let it flow and let it go, because there's an infinite amount of feelings to really get to experience in this life, bro. Like, we live on a beautiful planet, but we got to be able to see it. It's perspective. It's seeing the beauty in the subtle little things that life has to offer. You know what I mean? So it changed my life, bro. When I made that decision, it prepared me, changed my life, helped me become a man, but it's just my biggest thing is let basketball be a teacher for you. Let basketball be something that you can go to and learn from every day. Because we just talked about stagnant energy. You express yourself on the basketball court by whatever energy you're embodying. So if you got stagnant energy, you're going to express the energy, whatever energy you got. Some people play with more flow, but that's because of how they're feeling at the moment. Now, if that person's having a bad day, they're going to play completely different on the court than they usually would, If you're mad, you're going to express that madness on the court. If you're sad, you're going to express that in an interesting way on the court, because you're just energy expressing itself, you know what I mean? So, like, that's why I talk about mental health, bro. Like, people don't just have bad games just because. They're having bad games because of what they got going on inside. You know what I mean? The best players have the ability to meditate before games, and alchemize and calm all the nerves that they got going on inside, you know what I mean? So that's just me going on a rant, me sharing some experiences, some lessons with you guys, bro, and I really pray and hope that this information is able to help others, just because, it may seem like I got it, but I don't got it. I never had it, I'm just experiencing life just like you. But the thing is, you write the script. You have the ability to experience life however you want, but you gotta have the ability to adjust, adjust and then rewrite, things happen for us, not against us, every lesson I went through, I'm grateful for that lesson. I'm grateful for that experience, because it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about myself and who I am and my character, you know what I mean? So I just want you guys to know that, hey, give yourself grace, be patient, and strive to be better than you were the day before, by learning these daily lessons. Every single day we're learning something new. If you're not learning, then you're not living. If you go every single day not learning something, then those are the days that you're not living. So when you wake up in the morning, thank God for waking up, be grateful, and then be open to learning whatever life has to show you, and then reflect on that at the end of the day. That's going to help you as an athlete. It's going to help you as a person. It's going to help you be better than you were the day before when you reflect on every single day, because you learned something today. I know you learned something today. You learned something yesterday. and you're gonna learn something tomorrow. I know you did. So, on that note, sending peace and love throughout the cosmos. Is that a bird that just landed right here? Interesting. I wish you guys nothing but best, man. Peace and love.